I hear Jace's thing, but yeah, the Jace, the Planeswalker Jace. This the Raven, evermore. Anyways, here we are. This is back to another episode of MTG Scene Brewery on the Deck Tech. This is co-host Lackey number 2, doing 5-color Planeswalkers.
This is the guy in the corner.
Guy in the corner.
Get in the
Sounded
corner.
eerily similar, but anyways,
We are technically genetic identicals.
technically, but now they know something. Anyways, let's start with the mana basis. 2 mana influence. There's only 2. Post rotation, there's going to be 4 because there's no shock lands in standard, just pain lands. If I want to pay 1, might as well do it with a mana influence because it's all of the colors. But 2 mana influence, just a let me focus. So, yeah. 2 mana influence is just a good solid mana card. Like it's a little painful, but you can play it turn 1 or 2 to do whatever you want. It's just great mana fixing. So I really need to stick on it. Got 4 Stomping Ground, 3 Breeding Pool, 2 Temple Garden, and 1 Overgrown Tomb.
That's must have healed. I'd pay that life.
I'd pay that life too. Yeah. The main colors of the deck happens to be red, which is why there's 3 Breeding Pool, 4 Stomping Ground. So, and you'll see why, all our shock lands are forest, because there's Nissa, the World Waker. So, you just get to untap all these dual lands, like I did to Josh. Just, tap 3, untap my 3 lands, tap those same 3 lands. 2 of them were Stomping Grounds. Overload my Mizium Orders, and then play my other spells.
Blow out.
It's blocked my 4/4 land with his Pelucranos, so I just overload more as Wrath his field after Supreme Verdict the previous turn. So, yeah. We got 2 Hallowed Fountains, the final shocks. Just because, again, with cards like Supreme Verdict or Nyx Fleece, Nyx Fleece Ram, Sphinx's Revelation, and other just good blue and white cards, you just want the untapped blue or white dual land every now and then.
Busy sleeping up my goblins.
Playing against mono red, being able to shock yourself with a Hallowed Fountain, or just playing a Mana Influence, just to play a turn 3 Supreme Verdict and crush their hopes and dreams.
That moment that you wish Quest of the Goblin Lord wasn't standard.
You wish. I don't.
Quest for the Goblin.
And then there's... Now we're going to go on to the temples. 2 Temple of Enlightenment, 2 Temple of Epiphany, 2 Temple of Triumph, 2 Temple of Malice, 1 Temple of Silence, 1 Temple of Deceit. Now, mostly the Scrylands, there's no green Scrylands because we have a bunch of green dual lands already. So all our shock lands are green lands. And then a lot of our temples, they're just the off colors. As I said, mostly it's green, blue, and red, which is why there's blue-red temples. A lot of blue temples or red temples. And then the splash colors are black and white. So just less of those. Black, white, white, black, white. But so just the mana base. You can do whatever you want on your mana base. This has been working fine for me. I have never been stranded with cards. But apparently someone today was. They couldn't cast a Garruk or an Ashiok with 10 lands in play.
2 Ashioks.
2 Ashioks. Well, that's really awkward. But anyways.
It's more like 12 lands.
12 lands? Jeez.
Against the mono white beatdown deck.
Wow, he's awful at this game.
He
Couldn't draw black lands. He's awful.
He had a Nissa, an Xenagos, an Elspeth, and a Jason play.
Did he lose that game? Did he lose that game?
No, he ended up overloading Mizium Orders.
Okay. I don't know how you lose the game with that. I mean, whatever.
He drew the Mizium Orders. That's how he won.
Okay, so 2 Nyx Fleece Ram, starting out as creatures. Just a good card against mono red, rabble red, and then other mid-rangey decks.
Rabble red, rabble.
And it's just fine against other decks. It just gains you life, which is a good resource to have over the game. So
Rabble.
you can take a few more Desecration Demon hits if you play this turn too. So 4 Caryatids, because again, the main color is green, and this is one of the best mana fixtures in Standard. Really good against rabble red. What's the faces? Stop saying rabble. Rabble. And it's just a good mana fixing. Being on the play, you get to accelerate. Being on the draw, you get to go up to your mana on evens. So this is really good. It sucks to have instead of Farseek, whenever you just tap this in Supreme Verdict, you lose your mana. But that was just way too good in Standard. So they decided we shouldn't do that anymore, which is why they decided not to reprint it after the core set.
Not with shocks.
Yeah, not with Shocklands. It's oh, okay. Turn 2 Farseek, turn 3 Supreme Verdict was an actual deck. So,
I approve.
I'm still playing that deck, but I just don't get the lands.
Fair enough.
Yeah. 3 Dreadbore, 3 Mizium Orders. 2-drop removal is relevant because we are a slow, dirtily control deck with a million tap lands, and our mana base is very painful. There are absolutely no basics. So all our untapped dual lands are very painful to us. So just 2-drop removal is very relevant. Because that way, we can just, hurt ourselves turn 2 to kill their thing, and then just play, a tap land, and just kill the thing turn 3 also. Plus, Mizium Orders is just really good.
Has Overload.
Has overload, yeah.
Has overload.
Which is I usually overload it.
Overload.
Yeah. Breadboard usually what I use first, and then overload.
I like how you printed all these proxies off like a week ago, and I didn't know what I was going to be playing, and now I'm stuck with all the bad ones.
You could print them off yourself, but anyways. One Boros Charm, which is an awful proxy.
I didn't know what deck I was going to
Yeah,
play.
you should let me see your Boros Charm later. It's fine for this video. They get to know you with that. Played during the first video.
I do play it in Modern. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's a pretty good card.
Pretty good.
Like, it's every now and then it gives 4 damage to their face. Target creature you control gains double strike, or all permanents you control are indestructible for.
It's the indestructible part that
Yeah,
matters.
red white. It's for the one card in this format our deck cannot beat, and it's not Thoughtseize. It's Planar Cleansing, which is
I think this deck can pretty solidly beat a Thoughtseize.
yeah, and I'd say, but like
oh, you Thoughtseize? Oh, Planeswalker off top.
yeah,
Oh, Sphinx's Revelation.
yeah, like
Oh,
we cannot beat in Planar Cleansing, like especially like if they tap out on our turn for quick and Planar Cleansing, which is like what like a 2 of in that deck, if that on the Planar Cleansing, it's mostly just Force Supreme Verdict. Like
No idea.
I think it's like 2.
Ask Even Flock. He should know.
I think it's 2. Like they might have gone up after John Walker's become a thing, but like Boros Charm, like most people, they don't have like time to just tap out on turn on to get 7 mana. They have to do it turn 6 because there's just so many things you're actually starting to do by turn 6 in this deck. So yeah, Boros Charm is just really good. I've never actually killed someone with it yet, but I hope to. There's 2 Courser of Krufix, which one's an alright proxy, the other one's absolutely terrible, but Courser of Krufix, again, as a mostly green deck, this lets you play lands off the top, and with just like all the planeswalkers in standard that can manipulate the top of your deck, or in some such fashion, it's just really good to have. Like I still don't like giving my opponents information, but I acknowledge that its ability is powerful. So I do play it as a 2 of, not a 4 of, like some people would, because it just cuts into other things that, like this deck plays 18 planeswalkers.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I would play 20 if it weren't for these 2 courses of Krufix. Yeah, there's a lot of planeswalkers. So, and then the final spells are 1 Sphinx Revelation, 2 Supreme Verdict. Again, Sphinx Revelation is just a good, just like draw a card. And it's just 2 blue, as the most of the deck is green-blue. So,
I'll demonstrate.
yes. I'm going to pay 4 mana.
This is what a Sphinx's Revelation does.
Yeah, Sphinx, like especially like if you get Nissa and Xenagos, like I've actually had a situation where I've just played a Nissa, then untap 4 lands, play a Xenagos. Next turn, Elspeth plus make 1,000,000 mana, and just start playing things, and then untap Sphinx Revelation for like 12,
It's a lot of mana.
and still have mana untapped. Oh, I'll just untap these 4 lands after the fact.
Sometimes you just win.
Yeah, sometimes you're just too good. And then like 2 Supreme again is just a good Wrath. Mizium Mortars can't kill everything in Standard. Supreme Verdict can kill pretty much everything you care about except gods. So Supreme Verdict's pretty good against like every deck that's not blue-white control or Drone Planeswalkers. So, which we have a pretty good matchup against Drone Walkers since we play our Planeswalkers on 3, 4, 5, 6. No, yeah, there's 6 drops and 7 drops. So like all our walkers just work way better together than Juns. So I got 2 Ashiok. He's a 3-drop Planeswalker in this deck. He's just really good against pretty much every deck. Against blue-white, I still think they play 1 Elixir, I'm not sure. But like just exiling is way more important than just Graveyard. So, and like his minus is really good against every creature deck. And against blue-white, if you just get they have to answer him eventually, somehow. Which means they're banishing because that minus 10 beats the control deck. So it's like what is that card? Like Mind Twist? Not Mind Twist. Something gross. They exile their hand in Graveyard. Just forever. So, like, you take away their entire hand.
It's pretty good.
No matter what they do if you get to 10. So, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. 2 Xenagos, the Reveler.
Because yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He makes 2/2s, and as I said earlier, in this deck, which is really greedy on mana, and you ramp, but he just can ramp you more, or just make an army. Like, his ultimate is actually useless in this deck. You never want to ultimate a Xenagos in this
Does
deck.
he not put Planeswalkers?
No, he says creatures and lands.
Oh. I thought he put Planeswalkers in.
Nope, he's a plus and a 0 Planeswalker in this deck.
Mainly 0.
His ultimate, unless you want to ramp more lands into play, probably shouldn't do it. You're like, yeah. Yep, exile the top 7, yeah. If it was Graveyard, it'd be a little bit different. You could play like an Elixir, but exile top 7 is way different. So.
Play some really weird Delve deck.
Yeah, play a really weird delve deck. Kiora the Crashing Wave is another. She's 2 of, because she's really good against control decks. You try and go for the ultimate. Like, if you can't, then you just, if you know they have it, and, for whatever reason they aren't, targeting your other Planeswalkers, like Ashiok, Xenagos, all these other ones, and they're just going to target her. Like, and you know it, then just -1. Like, draw a card, play it on the land. Then you're ahead in mana. But mostly her ultimate threatens to win the game against every deck. Because it's really hard for any deck to beat just multiple 9/9s. So, she's mostly an ultimate Planeswalker in this deck. Every now and then you minus, but mostly an ultimate. And we got 2 Jace, Architect of Thought. He's just a good, solid blue Planeswalker. You just draw cards, make creatures worse in combat, and then his ultimate wins you the game.
Yeah, I just want to say something. Normally you don't play Planeswalker for ultimate guys. But when you're playing 18
when you're playing 18 Planeswalkers, you can play them for their ultimates.
You're probably going to be able to ultimate at least one of them.
If you're not, then they played a Planar Cleansing and you didn't have the Boros Tribe.
Or they're playing one heck.
Or they're playing like Demons and Dragons with 4 Dreadboards and 4 Downfalls.
That could also happen.
Yeah. Then we got 1 Chandra, the Pyromaster. She's solid. She can, against Rabble Red, she just kills other dudes. And against not many white weenie decks. Most of the guys are X1s, so you kill them too. Like her 0, when you just play a bunch of Planeswalkers and you just 0 to get another Planeswalker that's also a spell attached to it, she gets infinitely more value. Because when she's played on 4, you usually untap with more than 4 mana. But 6 mana, and since Garruk is the only 7-drop, you have 6 mana. As long as it's double white for the Elspeths, you're good. You can just exile. Especially with Corsair Crufix again. You just you don't even have to worry if you don't want to. Just plus. And they got 2 Ajani, Mentor of Heroes. Now his abilities are a little odder.
+1.
+1.
Reveal the top 5 cards of your library.
Look at the top 4.
Top 5.
Top 4. It's top 4. Whoa.
You're right, top 4.
Yeah. Look at the top 4. Look, not reveal. They don't get to see. You put a creature, Planeswalker, or aura from among them into your hand, and you reveal that card. So he just plus look for a Planeswalker, and it wears a creature.
Other plus distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among any number of target creatures you can kill.
Yeah, I killed someone with sheep that way. I just made my sheep a 6/8, a 6 into 6/11.
I was there for that.
Yeah, you were there. Then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna bash for 6 with my sheep. It was pretty funny. And his ultimate, he has 2 +1s, which is very relevant. His -8 is gain 100 life, which in the Planeswalker deck is going to give you a lot of time to kill them otherwise. So, normally his plus, draw a Planeswalker of your choice, is normally is enough to finish off the game. But against an aggressive deck, you -8, gain 100 life with 3 walkers in play, you probably just won. So, yeah, he's really good. You got 2 Nissa Worldwaker. She's good currently in Standard because she untaps, +1 untap 4 Forest, which is why all our Shocklands, except 2 Hallowed Fountain, are Forest.
Yep.
Her other +1, like a Johnny, which is weird that there's multiple walkers with both +1s, or 0s and pluses. I think this is a really weird walker set.
Garruk with 4 abilities.
Yeah, the new Garruk Mind Sculptor.
So you sideboard Circle of Flame, right?
3. Sideboard 3 Circle of Flame. This is my recommendation. Those of you who don't know Circle of Flame, even though we're not there yet.
We'll look at it in the sideboard.
Yeah, target land becomes a 4/4. 4/4 elemental.
Green. No, it is just
elemental creature with trample. Holy crap, they have trample.
And they're not green.
Yeah,
they're not green. They're colorless.
Yeah.
Take that, Carteller's threat.
Still a land. Yeah. More importantly, though, if you can just plus on their lands, and then Supreme Verdict or Museum Mortars Overloaded, which is pretty funny. You got to wipe out their lands. If you're far enough ahead with Elspeths, you just have 9 tokens or whatever, you can just start making their lands 4/4s, and then they know they're going to get wrapped.
Fair enough.
Or you're so far behind, you just make the lands 4/4s to kill you. Die in style, right?
You give your 4/4s Vigilance.
Yeah, give your 4/4s Vigilance. Give their 4/4s Vigilance. It's just funny. We got 1 Vraska the Unseen. Like I said, awful proxies, but this is a really cool art. A little perverted, I don't really care about that. The face is gone. It's Thoughtseize art, which wasn't the real art, but an altar, just their faces being exploded.
They're getting Thoughtseized.
Yeah, they're being Thoughtseized or something, right? Their thoughts are being seized from their mind. But, I digress. Vraska's just really cool. She's +1, any creature that deals combat damage to her until your next turn.
I don't have any red soldiers.
Destroy that creature. So, any creature that attacks her, it just dies if it hits her, which is really good. -3 to store target non-land permanent, which is pretty much just 5 mana, blow up something, and then she usually eats it. But in this deck, when there's 18 Planeswalkers, you usually have either other protection, or your other walkers are threatening to do other things. This deck attacks from so many angles, which is why I like it. you're only really scared of one deck in Standard.
So many angles. They're all the same angle. A Planeswalker. They're just 18 different angles of the same kind.
Yes, 18 different versions of the same thing. We got one Liliana Vess. She's good against the said deck that we're scared of. Blue-white control with Planar Cleansing.
It's good with Chandra.
Yeah, good with Chandra. You -2. It's +1 is target player discards a card, which is good against blue-white. You just make them just eat their hand. -2 is tutor for a card. Look for it, put it on, like shuffle your library, and put that card on top. So it's not quite in your hand, which would be a little too powerful, in my opinion, but man, I wish. But
I mean, you're paying 2 life, it's fine.
No, you're not.
Completely fair.
If you're paying 2 life to put it in your hand, yeah.
I'm thinking of...
Vampiric Tutor.
No,
That's
I'm
what you're
thinking
thinking
of the Bringer of Black Dawn.
I don't know what you're thinking of. But, oh, Noxious Revival?
No, Bringer of Black Dawn. It's a
Oh, Bringer of the Black Dawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but, like, it's just, what are you doing?
Just keep going.
Anyways, it's just a really solid card. Like, I'm getting most of these, except the ones that are rotating, and Nissa, because after rotation, when there's Shocklands rotating out, she's going to be awful in this deck.
But there's only one of them rotating out of your deck.
Roska's rotating, Jace is rotating, Nissa's going to get bad.
Fair enough.
Supreme Verdict's
still
rotating.
makes 4/4s.
I don't want that. I want my Sarkhan to be a 4/4.
Fair enough.
Liliana Vess, and her ultimate is just like Rise of the Dark Realms, which is just reanimate all creatures in all graveyards under your control. Which, after a few wraps, might be relevant. Probably not. Probably not going to ultimate this much. But
you get all those 4/4s that you killed off.
You usually -2 to for your 7-drop Planeswalker, which I don't. I'm just alluding to it, even though it's right there on the camera right now. I'm just zooming in, but like it's only a 7-drop Planeswalker in Standard. But Elspeth the Knight Errant, Elspeth Sun's Champion. Sorry, I was going to trade a Knight Errant today, but Sun's Champion. She's one of the better Planeswalkers in Standard. Like I say better, like I just mean that most people play her because she's one of the easier ones to play. She's just +1, you get 3 1/1s, -3 destroy creature power 4 or greater, -7 emblem +2/+2 flying. A lot of people know what she does in Standard. If you don't, you're probably newer and you haven't played against her yet, which is a shame.
You're gonna cry.
I say that it's a shame. I mean it's not a shame. You don't want to play against Elspeth if you can't beat it.
Get your fetches.
Cost 6, who cares? Wins games. Just a really good Planeswalker. She's a 2-of. Like, all the Planeswalkers that can win a game are either 2-ofs, as I point at all of these 2-of Planeswalkers. And these couple 1-ofs. Frosted can win a game. -7, you get 3 1/1 assassins that have kill a player if they hit them. So,
yeah. Player death touch.
Yeah, player death touch. Hey, player, what's up? You're dead.
I feel like they should have actual death touch.
I feel like they should, too. Because they're assassins. Yeah, right? And we have one Garruk, the Apex Predator. Has a 1-of, because this is the top of the food chain and one of his kind. Yeah.
Sure.
Flavor, no, it's just because it costs 7. That's the only reason there's a 1-of. No flavor behind that one. It costs 7. Which is still a lot of mana even in this deck. Like, and if you're like, you can chain your like Planeswalkers to make 1,000,000 mana, which I've done before, to Revelation for 12 and have like 6 lands untapped. But I digress. Like, he has 2 +1s, a -3 and a -8. +1, destroy another target Planeswalker, which, post-rotation, the 4-mana clone, which is going to be really annoying. You can tap out, I know I'm going to I'm going to tap 7, play my Garruk. They're going to tap 4 to clone my Garruk, kill my Garruk, and then I'm going to be upset and kill their Garruk, my stuff. But they're going to pay 4 mana to destroy my Garruks. And if I can't kill it, then I'm screwed, because they're going to just kill my other Planeswalkers. But another +1. The Apex Predator. He makes a 3/3 beast with Death Touch. Like 3/3 wolf with Death Touch. Which is funny, because he used to make 2/2 wolves or 1/1 wolf with Death Touch or 3/3 beast. So, because of the Chain Veil, he's just on roids. So are all the things he summons, because now they're on roids. Yeah. -8. No, -3. Destroy target creature, which is really good. Like, he protects himself multiple ways. Blowing up other Planeswalkers, like other Garruks.
This Garruk has one thing the others I guess Garruk Promulner was the closest to having, and to a
his plus
very
defense
small
himself.
extent,
Yeah.
Garruk Relentless.
Yeah.
He can just take over a game.
Yeah,
so quickly.
Yeah, -3 destroy target creature, gain life equal to its toughness. So like tribute to hunger, but you choose the creature.
If you've never had to play against a Garruk Apex Predator, be happy.
Yeah, -8, which it's an emblem. Like again, ultimates usually end a game. He doesn't. Like he can. Like he probably will in this deck. Creatures you give an emblem to target player, which sounds bad at first, but then you read it. Creatures that attack you get +5/+5. Wait, I think it's like creatures opponents control. I don't know.
Whenever creature attacks, then
Whenever a creature attacks you, it gets +5/+5 and gains trample until the end of the turn.
Hey, that next police ram attacks for 5 now.
No, it doesn't. It attacks for 15. Sure. Johnny's, yeah.
But yeah.
Like, all his Death Touch wolves now are 8/8.
If you play Doubling Season in EDH and have a Garrick in your deck, and you
so
want to make one guy a target?
Yeah, you want to make one guy a target, yeah. Like, no, then he'll be the last person killed. Because they don't have to attack him much. And give him to the weakest player.
If you want one guy to be left alone, just throw it on him. Yeah. Or if you just want to kill someone yourself, just throw it on that guy.
Or you can just give it to yourself.
Or you can just give it to yourself and die.
Yeah, if you're upset at this game, you want to just be over, you don't want to quit though, and you want to die in style, you just give yourself an emblem that says, I'm going to die real quick.
In Modern, I have lava spiked myself many a time to spite my opponents.
I don't know. I just pact and don't pay the pact.
It's better.
It's way cooler.
We should probably move on to sideboard.
But anyways, so yeah. So this is the main deck. It'll only for like 2 more weeks or something. Yeah, but like, it'll be like 1 more week for you guys unless we get this up earlier. But hopefully Wednesday. Like, it's a fun deck. It's like it's just all the same angle of Planeswalkers, but since there are 18, you're just attacking from so many different positions that it's way too hard to deal with.
My
basically
deck
it's me and like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There's 11 different Planeswalkers.
It's me and 11 other players in one game against one person. That's pretty much what's happening. The 11 other players have one spell they can cast multiple times, like in different versions, but like they have 3 spells.
I'm casting 11.
I'm just 11 of us just attacking this one guy, and that guy just feels sad because he's like, man, what am I gonna do? I'm not having fun anymore. I'm having fun losing, but not at the same time. It's like seeing someone seeing Boggles for the first time in Modern. It's like, man, I'm dying to this, but it's so cool.
Back on track.
But like after the second game, you're like, man, this is really gay. Back on track. And now let's move to the sideboard. Be back in a moment. Blurred. Back for sideboard. Our sideboard's Nicol Bolas, obviously. But no, I'm just kidding. And since you're playing 5 colors, it really just depends on what you're playing against. Like that pretty much decides your sideboard. So like, I like to play Blood Baron a lot because like Mono Black can't beat that card, and you're already playing 18 Planeswalkers, which is tough for them to beat. Like, just the aspect of playing 18 Planeswalkers makes it hard to sideboard, first of all. Like, some Walkers are just gad against certain decks, but it's kind of hard to sideboard this deck. It just depends on your meta and what's bad against them.
If your opponent's playing Court of Calling for Rexing Eroker in your sideboard, it's interesting.
Right, you're playing against, like Mono Black or Jund midrange. You take out Nyx Rams and, just, bad Planeswalkers. But, most of your Planeswalkers are pretty good, so... the only card I think you absolutely lead in this deck, because Mono Red is still your worst matchup, even with Caryatids, Coursers, Nyx Rams. Well, actually, it's blue-white. So you just sideboard 4 Thoughtseize, which I think should be in here. Josh has those somewhere. I don't know where they are. But Circle of Flame, between 3 and 4, because your second worst matchup is, Mono Red decks, or, white decks. And, you just play 1, Mono Red can't really attack that much anymore. And, Mono White also can't attack that much anymore. And then, if you get 2 out, a whole lot of decks can't attack you that much anymore. And if you get 3 out, it's really hard to die in Standard. But, meh. So, it's a really good card. I'm going to play it post-rotation, especially at the beginning. Because, what happens to most rotations, Mono Red's a really big deck. And, people have to get used to it and find the cards that are good against them. Some cards that seem awful are good against Mono Red in just some weird, wonky way. Circle Flame is not one of those. It's obviously good against Mono Red and Mono White. So it's this is pretty much this and Thoughtseize are the only cards you really need in your sideboard. And maybe another Boros Storm if there's a bunch of Planar Cleansing decks. But 3 Circle Flame, 4 Thoughtseize, and you should be pretty much set against your bad matchups. Which sounds kind of cocky, but as long as your mana works out right, it's really hard to lose some games.
Yeah, that's the best part about playing a 5-color deck is you're so greedy. But your deck is so much more powerful than everyone else's.
That and you just if you just play green, you're set.
Well, the post rotation, you'll have literally perfect mana because you can just play 5 of each of the tri-lands.
Yeah.
But every land you play counters tap. It's like playing Maze Land. You're turned behind.
I'm probably not going to play tri-lands.
If you're on the draw,
I might play 3 tri-lands. Because I like temples because Scry is a powerful mechanic. But post rotation, which is mostly what this is about, because post rotation is 2 weeks for me. It's 2 weeks away. I plan on going to multiple pre-releases because that's 3 weeks awesome. But, anyways, it's post-rotation, you lose, it's 3 different planeswalkers, which is like 5 cards.
Vraska.
Like I use Jace.
This is where's Brewery.
Vraska.
Brewery comes at 5 mana wrath.
Like yeah, since the format's slowing down, it looks like I guess I'd play the 5 mana wrath. I'd rather not, but like it's like I don't remember what it's called, but end hostilities 3/2 wide. Destroy all creatures and all permanents attached to them, which kills bestow creatures that are already bestowed and equipments, which might be relevant. Probably the bestow is more relevant. But like post rotation, like Sarkhan Vol is going to be a huge player, and like I'm going to play a Johnny Steadfast because like his more relevant after rotation. Like plus if you just give Nyx Fleece Ram like plus a Johnny and then a Johnny. No, all right, yeah, I'm going to play one of Johnny Steadfast guys because a Johnny Mentor of Heroes is just the better version of this deck. Like, I'll play into Johnny, like, minus, next turn minus, kill him off, play the other Johnny. It's probably what's going to happen. But, like, still, he's fine. But, like, post-rotations is just, like, the mana gets a little bit worse, because you lose all your Shocklands, and you lose Nissa. Essentially, you lose Nissa unless you just want to make 4/4s, which I don't like, but... So, yeah. I'm going to end with a shot of Garuk, the fake one. I'm going to get a real one soon. Dude, guys, Puka Trade is an awesome website. Use it. I really suggest you do.
Yeah, how do you think I get all these foils?
Yeah, like Josh gets all his foils because he upgraded to like you can upgrade to their different levels. Basic membership. You start up with X amount of points.
It's free.
It's free. You get recommended. Just like tweet at us, like at Zane Pearsall. It was like co-host number 2 at Zane Pearsall. And
at
then
Pearsall's blog.
At Pearsall's blog is the other one. Noble Troll. And then, like, just tweet at us. We'll, like, send you the link or whatever through our Puka account. And then, like, you can join. I don't know, like, we might. I don't know if we get anything out of it or not. But, like, you guys get something, I think.
We get 100 points.
We get 100 points. I think they get 100 extra points. Which is, like, a Puka point is like a penny.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pretty close.
Like, 100 points is $1. But, like, that's pretty much roughly what it is. It's a good site, though. You can trade off all your bulk if people want it. Like, I've gotten some cards off Puka, like cards that are hard to find that you can't really find. Some people have. Like, people are trading off, like, Black Lotuses and Moxes if you want to just go that route. But, yeah, like, Puka's a good site. I recommend using it. I'm going to get, a lot of my Planeswalkers that are surviving rotation from Puka, because I'm already sending off, like, a Snapcaster Mage, like, other things like an Old Vidalcan Shackles, Hunt Master Spells. I'm actually not sending off the Snapcaster, but I'm sending off, like, a bunch of cards to this one guy over in Germany. He's really cool. What is going to work out a trade earlier, but it didn't work out. I wanted it to. It was 2 foil German Manic Influence, but he wanted, like, since I didn't have the points, he was a Josh at the time, which I will soon-ish for 1. Like, he wouldn't just, like, because he sold 2 for 90, and a normal foil is, like, 25. So I don't know who bought 2 for $90.
Stop rambling.
You know what? I still have about 4 minutes before my normal sideboard deck.
Alright, bye guys.
Yeah, whatever. Like,
see you next time.
Anyways, if you have foil German Mag Influences, you can sell them 2 of them for $90. I recommend it because that's a $40 markup. So, bye guys. Playing this deck is awesome. Bye. Ramble, ramble.